Welcome to the lesson on setting up zip code defaults. Now, zip code defaults really is just a simple way of defaulting a customer's area code, tax code, etc. by the zip code that they live in. So when you enter a new customer and you select their zip code, a lot of things can be defaulted for them. The other purpose of zip code defaults is an after-the-fact update of customer tax codes, also by zip codes. So if you had a customer list that was imported, for example, and you needed to get tax codes updated for all the customers in a particular zip code, for example, that's another function of this utility. So let's go to it. Right now, I'm in the Customer Center, which I accessed from the Job Master Pro main menu. Now, to access the zip code defaults, I'm going to go up to Options on the menu bar, and I'm going to click on Zip Code Defaults. Now, in my little list, you can see this is not a very difficult list to create, but boy, is it going to save you a lot of time later on. Now, before you work in here, I would suggest that if you have a big list of tax codes, that you go into the tax code setup, which is an AR center, and you print out that list because you will need it at this point. But let's add a new zip code record here. I'm going to click into the zip code field, and as I type in a zip code, I press enter, and this can be the city then. As I press enter, I enter the state, then the area code, and then as I press enter into the tax code, I need to assign the appropriate tax code to this zip code record. So I'm going to type in MN-Ramsey because I know that's a valid tax code, and as I press enter, I'm brought down to the save button, so I will press enter, and then that zip code is added to my list. Now, if I wanted to edit it, I can click on it, double click on it. It brings it down to the edit fields beneath the display where I can just press enter right through and just resave the record. I can also delete one by clicking on it, highlighting it in my list, and clicking the delete button. But another function, as I mentioned before, if you already have your customer list built and you need to update your customers with their tax codes now that you have those built, then you can click on a zip code record and click on this button that says Update Customer's Tax Code, and then it will allow you to update everybody in that zip code with the proper tax code. So that's pretty cool. But let's see what happens when we use this if we enter a new customer. When we click New to enter a new customer on the menu bar there, the first thing it does is brings open the zip code list. Now, it won't bring this list open if there's nothing on it, so you may want to decide to use this as speed up entry. So what we do at this point is we double click on a zip code record, and then you can see it's defaulted a lot of information: city, state, zip, and even your area codes. And in the general tab, it has also set up the tax code for this particular customer. So you can save yourself a lot of work by using this zip code defaults option to default a lot of the information either on customer setup time or even after you have your customer set up in the program. This ends the lesson on zip code defaults.